97 seconds, and we're back. We are 3 seconds in. What do you have to tell them? Change their lives, Joe Skelly.
Already? Usually that's at the end.
I think we should change the podcast to...
And work it from reverse?
Well,
start at the end and work forward?
No, we should
work to the beginning?
We should have a time cap. Just tell everyone from now on our episodes are going to be 9.5 minutes, and we're here to change your life in 9.5 minutes. If we can't do it in 9 minutes, well, then you did something wrong as a listener.
Oh, well, then here's my question. What happens when the episode's 40 minutes long?
Then you should have 4 times the impact on your life. If you listen to one of those 40-minute episodes, I mean, those are the old ones. These are the new, this is the new us.
The new us?
This is post-Daddy Elon and his Lex Lutheran ass.
So you're just trying to increase the volume of podcasts.
Yeah,
then.
not 6-minute abs, 7 minutes, bro. 7 minutes.
7-minute abs.
Nobody can do 6 minutes or 5 minutes. No, 7 minutes.
7 minutes. That's not going to work for me.
No?
I thought you were wanting to start the episode at the end and then work to the beginning and then finish.
How's that?
Base Boys Podcast, we're live.
We do that every time we forget to talk about what we're supposed to talk about.
Oh.
That's happened.
Oh.
We've gotten all the way to the end and had to re-fucking start because it's
just because.
It's just angry.
Oh, well, whatever.
It's just angry. But you got to save the world, so hit him.
I can't save the world today.
So everyone close your eyes. This is a formal meditation now. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't worry about the cars in front of you. Joe Skelly walks into the room with his surprise Jesus outfit on, and he tells you, what do you tell him, Joe Skelly? Prolific moments, sayings for the week, maybe? Quotes?
Elmer's paste does not taste like strawberries.
Ew. What are you doing with Elmer's paste anyways?
You asked me for something prolific. That's all I could come up with at the moment.
Oh.
You put me on the spot and you didn't give me any time.
How are we going to be famous wrestling promoters if you can't even be on the spot?
See, that's a totally different animal.
I think we should do this job. You don't think it's fucking even remotely weird that 2 of our listeners at 2 different times dragged us in the same month to wrestling?
Are you saying that this is kismet? This is fate?
Maybe we're supposed to be in there. I'm not going to wrestle.
The turn of the coin.
So we can be very clear about this.
I think you would make a great
ringside.
You'd make a great manager.
Yeah.
Like Paul Bearer style.
Right.
Except you more Jimmy Hart, mouth of the South.
I have no idea what all this means.
Yo, why are you pretending?
I'd like to have
dinner. It's funny when we were sitting at dinner. You certainly seem to have a lot of information about wrestling.
I was repeating what your people have told me.
No, you weren't.
And I remembered a Slim Jim commercial.
You mean Sting when he looked like the Crow and not red-faced Sting and not
rainbow-faced Sting?
Not rainbow-faced Sting.
I remember those commercials. What was the last
No, it wasn't
commercial?
Even, bro, it wasn't even commercials.
He did one.
Well, I'm sure he did.
I can't remember what it was. You should remember what it was. What was it?
I don't know. I didn't watch Sting.
Come on. I visually remember him on the commercial standing there shouting about something.
I like how you're trying to push this on me when it's your memory.
I worked with Tom Cruise once on Minority Report. I don't want that little ball to come out and say it was mine.
Right. I like how you're trying to push this on me.
We're all connected through DNA.
Listen, don't be.
We have the same memories.
Yeah. You know, there's an Adam gene and an Eve gene. Everybody's connected.
Here we go. Right. Apples to oranges, baby.
Scientifically proven. All women on the planet share one gene in common, and all men on the planet share one gene in common. The Adam gene and the Eve gene.
Oh, my. We're not doctors.
But here's the weird thing.
But we might be doogies.
As they've traced it back to the Adam and Eve gene, but then 23. Here, I just remembered something.
Oh, don't even get started
23 and Me,
Come on.
DNA testing.
Okay.
Some guy submitted his DNA, and his DNA is like 100,000 years older than everybody else on the planet's DNA.
Get the fuck out of here. First of all, that's... What, you think my man is Dracula?
No,
what are
not
you saying
he's been. I'm saying his genetic line.
Well, I get it.
Has been on the planet.
They're like,
100,000 years longer than anybody else.
So they're saying he holds the Guinness Book for having the oldest grandpappy.
Yes. And that was recently in the past 10 years.
I heard the government bought that DNA Me 36 shit. So
Me and 23?
Whatever. Somebody connected to somebody.
Big Tech is buying them all up.
Yeah, exactly.
Blackstone.
I'm good on that. I'm good on all that.
Yeah. So go ahead and get your DNA tested. Let some private corp own it and use it for their own nefarious goods. It needs.
First of all, imagine if you were just walking around and you ran into a clone of yourself.
Would you be pissed?
Would you? But it's a different guy because they put his consciousness into your body and just happen to use your DNA.
That's weird.
That's a movie.
That's a movie waiting to
You're
happen.
like, what
or
were you
did.
doing? Walking around 7-Eleven and ran into myself?
Right. Well, how about the company that's offering people hundreds of thousands of dollars to use your voice and likeness for future AI and future robots?
I have sold things for a lot less. I would do that in a heartbeat.
You sound like the kid I used to know who was a punk rocker who used to sell himself to science
Yep.
for beer money.
Mine wasn't even science. It was way worse than that. None of these people had lab coats.
Oh my.
So,
Oh
and
my.
the ones that did were on camera, so that's even worse. 'Cause
Oh.
that means they weren't real doctors and scientists.
Oh, they just pretended
The
to be?
monkeys were real,
Oh, Lord.
but the
This is way deeper than I was
So-
anticipating.
So I'm saying if they're going to give us thousands of dollars for our voice,
And your likeness.
so like 200 years from now,
In
hold
10
on,
years, there
No,
could
longer.
be an AI robot walking around
longer.
with your face.
200 years from now, you could be the main voice and announcer for like soccer, and they could, and then people will read in the history and they'll go, "Where'd they find Joe Skelly's voice?" So they'll say he was on this little podcast.
Oh, and they just stole it.
Nothing was happening, so we had to
I didn't
hire
get
him
no.
out.
I didn't get no credit
Had
for
him
it.
come out. Well, you'll be credited as Joe Skelly
Well, hey,
because
I want the payout.
right. Well, it'll be 200 years from now. It won't do you any good. You can't take it.
I want my descendants to get the payout.
It's kind of like that lion in the MGM whatever movie thing that he probably never got paid for that.
No, he never did.
No. Or the little kid that Nike robbed. I mean, their business literally started by robbing somebody for that swish.
No.
So it seems appropriate
It's-
that they
I guess it
continue
is
on to the army of small-fingered producers. But, what if?
Hey, you know a guy named Kyle Beats?
Okay, hold on. First of all, fucking dude, what the fuck? First of all, I was in La La Land dreaming about us being the announcer voices in Fallout for a football game where weird monsters are walking around. And then you bring in, why would you say that? I feel like you're fucking with me, but there's no way that you would know how much I dislike Kyle Beats right now. And then it threw me off because the name Kyle and its significance to us. And I'm sitting here like, what did you just say? Have you been looking at our old YouTube history? Why
Not
did you
at
bring
all.
up Kyle Beats?
So something interesting.
is
I
all
watched the
interesting.
Kyle Beats video.
Why?
It just popped up in my
What
feed.
the
whatever.
fuck? Okay,
And Kyle
okay.
Beats
Okay.
put out a free pack years ago,
Okay.
right? Him and his buddy made a pack, right?
All right.
And some rapper just got famous
Oh, using his kit.
using his kit.
Yeah.
And nobody notified them at all.
Oh, yeah. And got robbed.
And so he found out and contacted them. And they're like, yo, those are our beats
you
that
owe us.
you owe us. And when they released it for free, it said for no monetary value.
Right.
That's
and
what
now
happened.
he's got millions.
Now now they're making millions of dollars off of their beats.
Jeez.
So what they came to an agreement was they will get credit for writing the beats.
Okay.
And that because it went platinum, he's going to ensure that the guy that did the beats with him gets a platinum record
No shit.
and gets credit for it, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's very common in that market for people to get fucked. You know that from the other side of our favorite market. But the new hip hop market is even worse because now I can make something on my beat, send it to 10 million people, and then once it gets famous, nobody, like you said, nobody ever comes back. The fact that you came out with Kyle Beats, bro, I'm laughing. You caught me out of like the fucking daydream I was having. And I'm like, homie, why are you bringing
your
this
voice
up?
announcing
This is
over a stadium full of people watching monsters?
our voices.
Yeah.
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 Football game of monsters and Fallout. I was imagining like the Fallout world. They're like, where'd this voice, it keeps showing like backtracks of how this shit got started. And you're like, oh, it was just some guy with an idea. But the fact that Kyle Beats that showed up on your thing, that's weird.
Super
That's
weird.
I can't stand that guy.
But it's okay. But see,
Yeah.
you see how the circle ties it all
No,
back?
I don't like it.
Hold on. This circle's tying everything back into you went to wrestling and I went to wrestling.
Right.
And now you're talking about being wrestling promoters and or managers.
Why not?
Dude, I would do a managerial thing. I would do that. Or
Listen,
maybe a promoter. Maybe a
Listen,
promoter.
what do we need for that? We need to find a wrestler, right?
No, well, yeah, you need to find a wrestler if you intend on being a manager, but that also means you got to show up to all the gigs.
I can do that part.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. That part's easy.
Even so, that's every weekend
Why would he be wrestling every weekend?
because on the smaller independent circuits they wrestle every single weekend.
Every weekend.
Yep. And you're driving.
It's like having
states.
it's like having a
Several
child.
states.
Oh, you're talking about touring. No, I thought we were talking about building a fighter up in Cleveland and then having him.
No.
Sending him away to the
These
big
independent
circuit.
guys travel every weekend.
Ooh.
Like 3-4 state area.
Well, who pays for his cycle? Because I'm not paying for that.
No.
I'm not. I can't afford
Why are you
that.
worried about that? You're
Well, because
talking
if
about
we're
I
trying
can
to-
make all the
If
gigs.
we're trying to fucking put on a wrestler, we need to have a full. We need to have
Your
a real
job
dude.
isn't to put him on. He's the talent. Your job is just to be the mouth.
Well, that's easy.
Yeah. I don't think you can make the engagements.
Oh,
I'm
listen.
sorry.
I was
Look,
already
I'm
there
sorry.
shaking hands.
I'm sorry. I'm
was-
downplaying you.
Listen, I was 10 feet from the wrestling mat. How far were you from it? I don't want to hear it.
It's okay.
I practically was almost shaking hands with people.
Almost.
I could smell.
Almost.
I could smell Jesus Man Bun's butt from where I was, and when they walked by, I could smell all of them.
That's interesting that you
So-
say it like that.
It was bad.
Ugh.
It was bad. At first, and
I warned you, don't get the crowd to turn on you.
Oh, I didn't say shit the whole time. Because they were turning on people
It was ugly.
left and right. I was
It
like,
was ugly.
don't say anything. We're in the mob scene now.
Yeah, please. People don't realize
this is
what a
Marilyn
big
Manson's
wrestling
mob scene.
What a big wrestling town this is.
Listen, I'm just saying. Plus, we know now that it's Island Brethren behind the facilities. So
Oh,
we have secret inns.
oh, you got secret ins.
Well,
All you got to bring is your lumpia or whatever dish you're gonna bring.
get him some Calaguin,
Yeah,
some adobo. We're good.
and some adobo and bring it over and be
Right.
like, look, my auntie made this for you,
Man, I can't.
and then you're in. All you gotta say is my
Jeez.
auntie.
We are in big trouble.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you say it better than say it. Say it.
My
say,
auntie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you say it better than I. You
Jeez,
say it
we're
with
in
like that
trouble.
island flavor, right?
Island boys.
No, the other
Island
side of the world.
boys.
Other
Oh,
side of the
wrong
world.
one. Wrong one.
Wrong
Well, those
island.
are your people. We've been over this.
Listen, my people disown those guys.
Florida said they don't want nothing to do with them.
Yeah. My
Like,
people said
you guys are fucking done.
we don't know who
I
you
want
are.
to fight those guys so bad.
Let's. Set
I don't know what I would
let's
want
set
more.
up.
I don't know what I'd want.
Do you think they
more.
would show if we
Fuck no, they're
we
not.
promoted
sure.
it?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Tell
They
them
would-
just look. We'll get the local news down.
It doesn't. No.
Well,
It,
all you got to do
by proxy
listen,
of popularity, they would refuse because they're not going to risk getting their asses beat by a couple of nobodies. You know what I mean? And taking their clout points down. It's not like letting Logan Paul beat your ass and then you're taking Logan Paul's fans. They're not. They're going to take all 4 of our fans. They don't give a fuck about Kenobi's sponsorship. They're the fucking. Anyways, so no, they're not going to. They don't give a fuck about us.
Here's how we do
We
it.
got to put a flag on this one. Hold on. It's flagged. That's going up immediately, so we can cut that out.
Here's how we do.
They
this.
wouldn't show up though.
But here's how you do. We get a ring. We post videos of us walking around the ring and talking. We get in the ring. We promote the fuck out of it on YouTube, and we call them out and be like, "Here's our ring. Come on down." We challenge you, and we just. I bet the internet goes crazy for it.
The only problem is we wouldn't be able to decide who gets to beat them both up at the same time. That's the problem. Are we sending in you? In which case we're going to be in trouble. We're
Look,
gonna
we just
sending
throw
in
one on
me
the ground and the other one on top of him, and then you do frog splashes on the both of them simultaneously, just
Over and over?
over and over, and we just smash
Fuck,
them.
the Island boys. With that kick, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, and those
We've
punches.
seen those kicks. Oh, and the punches.
Dude, I bet you with that big jaw of yours, I bet you shake those punches off like it's nothing.
Who gave
Big
those guys
cement
those?
jaw?
Bro, those big gloves don't even look like they were the right size, bro. They looked all fucked up.
They
Like-
had extra padding on the inside so their hands would fit.
It's so horrible. It's so bad. All
They
right,
had
we
like
got-
18 layers of wrapping on their hands so their hands would fit inside the gloves.
What if we run into him at our major event coming up? We could challenge him right there.
Challenge them right there.
Would you be mad if I just boxed both of them?
No, not at all.
Even if I get knocked out, it's okay. It's 2v1. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I only got to hit at least a couple of them.
You would have to worry about their security, not them. So
More
you just
worried
gotta,
about security?
Look, you just got to get some. You got to get some of the local fanfare to shank the security.
Oof. It's gonna be scary though because you don't know which
way
tags
they're going to go?
Yeah, which tags they're running.
Oh, but here's the thing.
might have the
you might
hidden-
start the only riot to ever take place at that event.
Now, I've been watching a lot of travelers at this event, and I'm a little bit concerned because I'm like, I don't know, man.
They could go either way.
Yeah.
They could go either
I
way.
saw one dude on the video, his gig was getting dollar bills stapled to him.
Oh, my.
And he was just walking around with a bunch of dollars stapled to him. And I was like, yep, this is a thing. This is a thing. They might support the Island Boys there.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. I'm not going to judge. We're not judging, right?
No, I don't judge
We're
anybody.
judge-free. We're
Judge-free.
the most judge-free wrestling promoters there is.
You didn't judge anybody at your event?
Nope.
And I didn't judge anybody at my event.
No, not
My
at
event
all.
was a much larger scale event, though.
Yeah. A lot more trend users there. My event was
Listen.
a little more local, a little more creatine and whey
All right.
versus D-ball.
Yeah. Well,
That's okay though. You know, they're
that's-
small time.
Why are you so focused on that and not the theater? The theater of the
Because
entire
everybody
thing.
knows if you just do a ton of steroids, you win.
That's not true.
Look at The Rock.
That's not true.
I don't know.
You haven't seen the new face.
The new generation.
The new generation.
I don't see him being healthy.
Look, all I know is that one chick got her shoulder separated in the
Ooh.
match. It looked completely deformed and not right. And the other wrestler looked like she was beating her up, but I think realistically she was trying to reset the elbow the entire of the shoulder every time they were.
Oh, that's sad. That's
tying
stinky. That's stinky. We only got
Then
to
the other
see...
dude broke his leg as he did the swanton dive off the top rope onto the announcer's table.
Dude, those are so dangerous.
Yeah.
Listen, when we were kids and even now, I don't even like tackling people. They're like, yeah, you should tackle them. I'm like, why? Why? If you end up on top of them, at best, your hands are stuck behind him. That seems awkward.
Well, that's why you got to pull your hands out.
What? Is that part of the game too? I'm not a tackler.
No.
Is this a football thing? Is this a football thing you learn in
No,
football?
I just made that up.
Oh, I was like, dude, is this technique that I don't know about?
It just makes sense to me.
Listen, I was just
As
watching.
you're going to the ground, just pull your hands out.
But then you risk breaking your own hands, and you ever land on your hands and break your own fingers? That sucks.
Yes.
That's right. So in the midst of the fight, because you got to get ready and riled up, it's hard to control it and then let go of control last second.
That sounds like you don't have control.
Exactly. You don't. When
Well,
you're tackling
you need
people,
to become
you
a better
don't.
fighter.
You don't have control. Who's fight tackling? Listen, you're fight tackling. Listen, you can keep your jiu-jitsu blue belt, my guy.
Listen, all right. Let's go back to what this was really about.
The hot wrestlers dislocating shoulders.
Oh, besides,
There was
no, we're
only
talking
one
about the
female
main event. 57,000 people in attendance, plus people in attendance. It was pandemonium. And I wasn't trying to get the crowd turned.
You should
that place.
You should have had a sign.
Oh, everybody around me had signs.
You didn't have a Bays Boys sign?
No, but I wore a Bays Boys shirt.
Oh.
Oh. Yes, I did.
Which one did you have?
The one that only you and I have.
Oh, the hot one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you have a blackout too,
Yes, sir.
like I do. I forgot about that.
And I was wearing that at the event, sir.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, beer was $10.99 a can.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was expensive.
$10.99 a can.
Yeah. It was expensive.
Jesus.
I didn't get any food.
can
I
get-
drank my dinner.
Oh, yeah. From the bathroom, the
Yeah.
faucet and the water. That was the only free thing to drink.
Yeah, because I'm telling you,
Jesus.
there were people that were coming out that looked, remember in, was it the not the Jetsons, but Fred Flintstone, they have those big dino trays with like dino burgers and
Ribs
shit like
and
that.
shit, yeah.
People were walking around with trays of food like that.
Get the
And that
fuck
was like,
out of here.
that's a $125 tray right there.
Right. That's the most expensive wrestling meat you'll ever have.
Yeah.
And it was still made by some guy named Hector who's 17 in the back.
Oh, for sure.
And he's not a chef yet.
No, not a
He's
chef. at
going
all.
to school,
Yeah.
but
Not for
yet.
chefing.
Not yet. Oh, he's not going for chefing even? He's going for like oil hydraulics?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, at one point in time, I was trying to get down the ramp to my seats, and there was a big log jam of people, and I was like, what the fuck is holding this up? I'm trying to get to my seats. And one of the wrestlers from Cleveland, The Miz, was standing right in front of my fucking seats. He was on camera with his microphone making huge announcements.
That's
and I was
wild.
like, that's why I can't get to my seat. Because The Miz is standing in front of it.
You should have jumped that guy.
Oh,
If you'd have choked him out with our shirt on, We'd be famous.
We'd be famous as shit.
Right.
Yeah, I'd
I'd be like,
have
"See
spent
that
the night.
idiot tried to choke the wrestler out and got his ass thrown down the fucking flight of stairs.
I'd have spent the night in
Yeah,
the stadium jail,
Yeah.
which is not a good place to go.
Some guy named Herb is down there
And lots of rats.
with a walkie-talkie,
Right.
and he supervises you,
Yeah. Yeah.
tells you what he's going to do this weekend with his grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stadium jail's not a good place to go.
No.
It's like a cage with like a padlock on it, and they just stick you in there, and they come back like a couple hours later.
Yeah, you can 1,000% guarantee that none of those dudes get haircuts.
No,
Nobody guarding you will have any form of a haircut. You're just in fucking trouble.
Or dental hygiene.
No, and they're wearing fucking black Sketcher boots, tactical boots.
Oh yeah.
Black Sketcher tacticals. Oh,
yeah.
no,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
horrible. And they carry O-lights. All right, let's move
So
on.
hold on, but the most amazing part was, as we're leaving the event, people are carrying folding chairs
Oh, yeah.
as they're walking out.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the people I was with. I was like, "Holy fuck! This city's gangsters. Fuck! They're stealing the folding chairs.
Right.
Right? These
Just leaving
motherfuckers.
with them.
They don't even give a fuck. They're just taking them. And it turns out, if you sat in the first 10 rows on the floor, you got a complimentary folding chair.
Hey, that's
with
awesome.
the padding on the seat and on the back that said SummerSlam 2024.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You know somebody in that fucking seat area is taking that chair to the next local match.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to use it on somebody. And that's
Or,
going to become his
I
chair.
figured all them bitches are on eBay today.
You think so?
I bet you could
Shall
find.
hit the eBay. Let's see.
I bet
what
you could
happened.
find a SummerSlam chair.
SummerSlam Cleveland 2024
Yeah,
chair.
I bet you can find it on eBay.
Let's see
today.
it.
I
I'd be
saw one
interested.
dude walking out with like 5 chairs. I figured what happened was people
bought
didn't take their
5
chairs,
Yeah, and he just grabbed
and he was
them.
started snatching them up. I saw a dude walking out with a folding chair that didn't have the padding on it that said SummerSlam. So
Oh, my
there
man
was
just,
some of that.
My man just grabbed out whatever.
Yes.
Is that one from this SummerSlam? 2024?
That's 2010. That's the belt.
Oh, what do they got for 2010? What chair is that? 2010.
They
Well-
got the 2010
Well, I'm saying they
SummerSlam
still have the
chairs.
chairs on there, so there you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. You collect them all. Could you-
1997 SummerSlam chair, $839.
Jesus, could you imagine going over to your dude's house and he sets out his chairs for like the picnics on the weekend and they're all year SummerSlam chairs?
Oh yeah.
That dude exists.
Oh yeah, he does exist. But
he
I'll
does
tell you
exist.
what, I'm sitting next to a little kid, and the little kid's going bananas. He's got his own sign, and I'm
Get
like,
the heck outta
I
here.
said, "Kid, you look like you have a great time. Is this your first SummerSlam?" He's like, "No, this is my second."
Wow.
And I'm like, "Well, you're doing better than me. This is my first."
Right.
But there were people walking around with WWE belts.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
people I was with said the cheapest WWE belt for sale is $600.
Official
Official belt.
Official belt.
Not one you made in your
Because
garage.
we could get the luchador belt for less than that. I promise. But yes, a registered
Google luchador belt or on eBay. Let's
you know
not
that's
Google. eBay.
you know that's going to be wild.
Let's see what they're
But
going
those
for.
gold belts though for the wrestlers, that's got to be. And those things are heavy.
Oh yeah.
They're heavy.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
real. All the cahoots.
There was
and
one guy
everything.
walking around with $5,000 worth of belts. I couldn't even believe
Could
it.
you imagine? Could you imagine if you were like a thief in the wrestling world and your thing was like, let's see if we could snake belts from this? Like how would you do that? You can't get away
You're
from
not
you can't
because
hide it.
Well, first of all, you would have to get into the locker room.
No. I mean from fans.
Oh.
Like stealing fan belts because they, like you said, they're expensive, right? Like you think there's a black market for stolen wrestling belts?
There might be.
And then you just go on one day and you're like, hey, this motherfucker, I know that belt that came out of this thing. And
I wrote
you
my
know,
name with
Right.
paint marker on the back.
Right. If you hit it with the UV, it'll.
Which one is that?
This is the Lucha Underground Gifting God Championship belt.
Oh, the Luchador Underground Gifting God Championship belt.
160, baby.
160 right now.
I'll tell you right now, none of the Americans will know what that is.
But here's the problem. We can't even verify if that's a real Luchador belt.
Well, it's coming
There's
from,
no. Does it say it comes with provenance?
if it's coming from Mexico, does it really matter?
No. But I mean, what if some dude just made that in his basement?
Dude,
I'd
I
be
mean,
a little upset.
I mean, would we though? Would we be that upset? I think I'm going to start just collecting luchador masks.
You could
What do you
that.
think? What do you think?
That-
Listen, I got a lot of memories chasing down the truck to buy a luchador mask, my man.
What?
Yeah, you go buy the luchador mask off the back of the truck. We've talked about this.
No, we haven't.
Same place we get our planes and our pastries, and our bag bombs. Remember those old bomb, the little vinegar bomb? You'd pop it inside and it'd blow up and pop.
No.
All your little soldiers out the back of the truck in L.A.
Oh.
Yeah, the UPS truck is painted a solid
No,
color.
I'm not. No, we've never discussed this, so please.
Yeah, you could buy luchador masks off the trucks. And
Nice.
the truck drives around like an ice cream truck, and kids buy stuff.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, your mom can get pastries. You can get chicharrones. You can get toys. You got to save for the B-52 bomber because it's the $10 plane and it's freaking huge, and it's got 50 propellers. You remember those?
No, sir.
You don't remember those little cutout planes that were made out of foam and they were printed and they
No.
have little propellers in them and they came bagged?
Oh, no. Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do
And the
remember.
big one that was like, it'd be like this big in a little paper bag.
Okay.
And you'd open that bitch up and it'd have 20 little
Plastic.
fan-
Yeah.
Yep. And you pin them on the thing and then throw them off.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So that was your experience before you got whitewashed?
Yeah. Oh. If you had a luchador mask, man, you were pretty ripped on the street. Like,
You had a lot of clout?
yeah. The older kids would make everybody wrestle, and then if you wrestled enough, they'd let you wear the mask. They'd be like, if you let us fucking throw you under the table, you could wear the mask at the last 10 minutes. And generally that didn't happen. But you did get thrown.
They were just beating up little kids.
Yes. Yeah, it was always the big high school kids always.
Okay, so he just pulled up a $1,200 luchador mask.
That looks like a BDSM mask
But
on
I
like
tell you
a
what,
bad holiday.
I'm willing to bet that that's an actual real luchador mask.
Worn by who? $1,200.
Guillermo's Diablo.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, they were the tag team. Oh, that's old school. That's probably one of the wrestlers himself selling his mask.
Bro, for $1,200. It's got to say inside the
Somebody will buy it. Somebody will buy it.
it's got to say inside the look in the description, scroll down and
And
see.
it even says who it was made by,
right, it says
which
who
is
it was
really
made by.
important because apparently they're mask makers and only a select few.
Yeah, professionals.
Just like the chick who used to make
check
Ric
the
Flair's
description, see what it says.
Ric Flair's
You got to scroll down. You're not even
capes
close.
and
There you
gowns
go.
and shit that he would wear. Not
Yeah.
gowns, but like his capes and like his robes.
Item description right there.
Ric Flair was talking about those robes used to cost him like $13,000 to have made.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep. Because each one of those sequins was hand sewn.
Get out of here. And then he used it one time and
He
get
had
rid
like
of it.
50 of them. He had like 50 of them.
I wouldn't know what to do if we had all that money to waste. I'd buy 50 of the same pair of shoes. I don't know. I wouldn't want 50 sequence things. I'd just be pissed all the time.
But
You know.
if that's your shtick and that's how you're making your money,
Yeah, no, I'm saying I'd do it, but they'd all be the same color.
then nobody would care.
I know. That's what I mean. It'd
That's
be
why he had
weird.
to keep getting new and
That's-
crazier.
Oh, so to like pump himself up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And to show the extravagance of the character.
Oh, gotcha. Well, then in that case, it makes sense why you're paying that much money. That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
You spend that money, but what are you making in return?
Yeah,
Right?
the ROI is ridiculous.
Yeah, right. The ROI on that is ridiculous. But the one thing they said about Ric Flair is he lived his character
Yeah.
in real life.
You saw he was in a new music video, right?
No,
Like one of the newer rapper bands, they have him, and the song is called like "Chillin' with Ric Flair" or some shit. They worked Ric Flair doing the woo into the song.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, listen. They said at every event he would go out and party like it was the end of the world. Afterwards,
shit.
at every place he ever went,
with all the people.
he would invite people to the bar.
Yeah, that's genius.
Oh yeah, and he would just buy rounds and just go crazy all night long with everybody.
That's how you build the lore, man.
Oh, he 100% built the lore.
10 of
he was
those-
like when he said, I drive limousines, I got these suits, I've got these watches. He literally did. That's what he
Right.
spent his money on.
Right. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Building up the hype. Listen, if you want to wrestle, get at us. We've got the connects now. We've seen SummerSlam.
Right. We've seen 2 events.
of us. We've seen two. Between the two of us, we've seen 1.5 events. I saw Jesus Man Bun up close.
Oh yeah.
We. Know
I've been
what
to more
Summer-
events than SummerSlam though.
Right. So he knows. Joe Skelly was practically part of the NWO.
No. Listen, I've only been to 3 events
I secretly
Pro
have
events.
I've secretly seen.
And I've seen a lot of minor league
a
events.
secret shrine of NWO in Joe Skelly's room
Not possible.
while he was sleeping, and I was in his
I don't e-
house
I don't
not
even-
sleeping.
I don't know who.
Walking around
That
in the
didn't
dark.
sound creepy.
That I was away.
That didn't sound
Listen,
creepy.
it could sound creepy if you didn't know it was already happening.
Oh,
See?
yeah.
Now it's not so creepy.
Yeah, now it's even
Now
creepier.
it's not so creepy. Pony Boy was the one walking around.
Yeah.
Pony Boy was the one in charge of the heater.
Ah.
The heater.
Yeah, I don't like where
The
this
heater.
is going. I don't like where this is going at all.
So, anyways, I think we could do it if you want to write the show and become our wrestler, our personal wrestler.
So
And
you're
rep
trying to
it.
sponsor somebody then?
We could do that. That sounds better.
What, sponsoring
We'll get
a
them
wrestler?
leotards. Yeah, we'll get leotards with our faces on and their butt cheeks.
No, I'm not
And
doing
then down the side, it'll say Bays Boys Podcast.
I'm not doing that.
We'll get some swole big dude.
Yeah, but what if they want like, $5,000 for a sponsorship?
That's fine.
Then we're going to need 499 more people to subscribe.
Can we do a pay
To our
plan?
Patreon.
Can we do a plan?
No, there's no plans.
Ooh, this isn't good.
It's a cash and carry business, and by the way, there's no guarantee. You know how these wrestlers work,
Ooh, we better start betting too.
right?
We're gonna have to start betting on it. You know what's
I mean,
better
have
than
you seen the movie The Wrestler?
yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah, the real messed up one.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what's better than betting on
Starring Mickey Rourke, right?
yeah, regular sports is betting on wrestling because then we really know who's gonna win. At least they can't change it at the last second.
There's a guy that bet on himself that in Vegas that he would streak.
That someone would streak.
That somebody would streak at
Right.
the televised event.
How come you didn't come up with that?
Because I'm not trying to go to stadium jail.
I will show some man boobies for stadium jail if you put the bet down.
And my man won a lot of money.
That's ridiculous.
He won a lot of money. But Vegas is willing to bet on anything. I wonder if they'd refuse to pay him out because he did it.
He did it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I bet they didn't count on him doing it.
If there's no stipulations, they can't really say anything. I mean, until
Well,
that
they
loan,
play- so you're
until
saying
that loan
Vegas-
shark shows up and
Yeah. You're saying Vegas
know.
played itself?
yeah,
Vegas
they-
played itself.
They have to respect it enough.
So then
to-
you're saying we can go to Vegas and we can make stupid bets on thing and then make them happen.
Oh, that's 1,000% true. Yeah, that's called America. That's Mayweather's been doing that forever. He's like, I don't have to beat him. I just got to outrun him. Yeah, like you could do whatever, right? I mean, there's somebody to take any bet,
Okay.
right? We could bet on the Ocho if we really wanted to. We should, actually. That's another thing too. If you have any connections with the Ocho, write us. I want to see it in there. That you know
The
what
Ocho?
Yeah, that weird sports network that does like dodgeball and stuff.
I am not familiar.
Yeah, that's a real channel, I guess. I thought it was just from the movie, but then I saw it online one day and they had a bunch of weird games and I was like, "Oh, y'all can play Foursquare and shit and it's like competitive and stuff.
Dodgeball.
And dodgeball. Yeah, I guess it's a real channel. I can see why it's not popular, but hey, I would watch dodgeball. I don't know if I'd pay money for it, but no, I would. I watched grown men in tights beat each other up. I'd pay for that. If you're really a dodgeball competition, I would watch that shit. Yeah, let us know about that too.
Would you put a bet in Vegas that somebody's going to run out of the dodgeball court and punch somebody in the face
1,000%. 1,000%
and
I
just
would.
crash the dodgeball game?
I would not want to go to Vegas jail because those cops are corrupt as fuck. But I would definitely pay somebody a lot of money to do that. We have some people.
I'll cut you in the bet.
Right.
Is that okay?
Yeah, we know people. We know people that'll do it. And it's Vegas, bro. It's Vegas. Yeah. It's Vegas.
They're going to take you out in the desert and break your ankles and just leave you there.
Possibly.
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 That's
But
how
it's
that's
okay.
gonna
We're
work.
going to tie the hotel door so nobody can come in. Yeah, I'll pretty much bet on anything.
Okay.
I'll bet on if the sun's not coming up. And look, nobody wins that fucking bet because if that bet doesn't go right, somebody's not getting paid, right? So I'll just take it's not coming up thing, and then I'm like, well, if I lose, we're all fucked. So I'd still bet on that. I'll bet there's like, well, no, let's just there's a good thing that we're not in Vegas. Let's
You
just
know
leave
what?
it at
How
that.
about this? If you're out there in listener land, email the show about the worst bet you ever made.
Oh my.
I want to know. I want to know what the worst bet you ever made was.
Yeah. We want to know.
And did you win?
That's quite the contradiction.
Then it
can
became
you win
the
the
best. Then it became the best bet you ever made.
Can
By
you
accident?
win?
By
Yeah,
accident?
Yeah, that's a lot of. There's a lot of. Excuse me, three-way in that. There's a lot that could go. This could go very wrong.
Yes,
for
indeed.
many people.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, we're not talking about relationships with people either. People, that just falls under love stories still.
Yeah, and you're like, I rolled the dice and went
Yeah.
on a date with
Yeah,
this
I don't
chick.
want to hear
That-
about
no,
you
no, no.
eating Pop Rocks out of some stripper's fanny. So
My
that's
friend once
not-
bet me I couldn't eat 18 packages of Pop Rocks and chase it down with a thermos full of Pepsi.
Yeah.
Did your
Ugh.
stomach explode?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
actually, I do want to hear about that. Did
If
your
your
stomach
if your
explode?
Did you hear about that mukbang girl who just died?
The one that was cutting up live animals and eating?
No, not this little skinny hot one. This one was actually, she looked more the part of being a mukbanger. And I guess literally while consuming like 30 pounds of food, her fucking gut split open and she just died.
Oh.
Could you imagine?
Well, you ate 30 pounds
And
of food.
she's famous, mate. So now, like, is it China or Japan? Whoever the fuck's into this mukbang stuff, I guess they're putting laws on it now. So you can't do that because mukbang videos are super famous right now.
Ugh.
Like, why would you? I thought mukbang was the whole eating weird stuff, like what we saw, but she just
Is
had
it just binge eating?
yes, I think
Ugh.
it's just binge eating
Ugh.
because she just had
So
like
you tell me there are people out there that have a strange fetish to watch other people binge eat.
yes.
Like fetish because they're like, oh, I can't wait till this person dies.
I don't
or
know.
fetish because they
Dude,
find it sexually arousing.
I'm afraid to even look.
or both.
I'm afraid to look.
Yeah.
There's too many subcultures now that I'm just like I don't want to know. I don't want to know. After seeing that fake pony mafia, the people that ride those fake ponies around.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're talking about the people hobby horsing.
Yes,
Hobby horsing.
hobby horse mafia. Yeah, I can't fuck with those people. No. That's like one of
That's
those.
called accepted mental illness.
No.
Yes, that's 100% what that is.
Listen, you show.
I don't give a fuck how athletic it is. You are playing into their mental illness.
Those are horse people too.
No, I don't
No,
think
a
that-
lot of those people were like, we can't bring our regular horses. That's why we're here.
Oh my God. I don't know.
Started by vegans.
Well,
Oh, okay. Well, Shaggy's throwing the vegans under the bus. So again, like I thought mukbang was the whole eating weird stuff, but this lady's like, well, I just have 30 pounds of food. And it's like,
what made
Like,
her
bro.
think? What made her think that she could hold 30
I
pounds
don't
of
know.
food inside of her stomach?
I
Has
don't
she
know.
never seen a video of how big the human stomach is?
and they do these videos consistently. Like they're like, oh, Tuesday's a video. Oh, Thursday's a video. Homie, that stuff is still in your gut.
Yeah.
There's no way that's all made it through,
Nope.
especially when you're doing 40 fucking pounds.
Yeah, and listen, you're going to give yourself megacolon.
Dude, there are so many things that I can think about.
Unless you're
like-
chugging laxatives to pass that all out of your body.
Oh, like that.
Which isn't healthy for you anyways, right?
Right.
It causes a lot
just
of there are-
causing your
there-
body to
there are a lot of side effects with
Go
that.
out of its way to do stuff.
Besides, getting rid of the waste. And look, and they're not chewing it all, right? They're just swallowing it to get it down.
Dude, I already have enough problems with that to begin with, so I just
Yeah,
makes
you
me
should
lose my mind.
masticate your food plentifully
Yeah.
before swallowing, right? Those guys that win the hot dog contest, they're not
Dude.
chewing up all those hot dogs.
You know they're not.
Right.
Those guys for 3 days are shitting half hot dogs. There's no way. Yeah, I never thought about it, but now that you bring it up, I'm like, no, they're not. There's no fucking way.
You cannot.
My
First of
man's
all, and the
shitting
fact
hot dogs.
and the fact that none of them have ruptured their guts on stage is
Well-
truly amazing.
So I have read into some of the exercises that these dudes do before, just for the training aspect. Some of them really do build up as the days go on with the meals. So they'll, a week out,
To
they're
stretch
eating,
their stomachs.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, I'm eating a bigger meal. I'm eating less." And then I'm assuming a few days before they probably don't eat anything. That way, the whole thing just empties out. and then they can just fill it with those competitions. Could you imagine if you wanted your whole thing? Imagine if like your whole thing was like, hey man, this is how many wieners I got in my mouth at the fair this year. Like, what the fuck, bro? Why is that the title, bro? You could have got the title of like, hey man, I dunked the mayor in the tank 50 times, or hey man, I hit the thing with the hammer, or hey man,
I'm sure
you know,
there's a contest out there.
there's so many
to see how many
contests.
wieners you can get in your mouth where you don't have to eat them.
There's all right, and we're leaving. And with that just happens. That's another billion-dollar industry we can't break into. Joe Skelly's going to rupture a gut now. He's turning prune red with that one. He's fucking down. No, there's not a contest for that. We're out of here. 97 seconds. Go write the show. Tell us about your worst bet. We got to get off of here.
Don't share this with your sister.
This episode is going to hell. And we have to edit stuff out from earlier, too. We're doing it backwards.
Backwards.
Meet us at
Sign
the
up
new...
for Patreon. Give us a 5-star
Jesus,
rating.
Fuck. Give us a 5-star rating. We don't podcast at haunted mansion prisons.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There are no facts here. We're not doctors.
There's no AI.
97 seconds. Thanks for coming out. Fuck me.